Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's going to be another hot, humid day here. It has started, yes. Uh, we have three pools out there. I'm gonna start out with a little story that I saw yesterday that kind of couldn't. I was so torn between agreeing and not agreeing, mainly again because of my own experiences with these kind of things. That guy makes YouTube videos showing life in China, and he's walking around in this place where there's all this type of food, talks to the people, and he speaks quite well Chinese, and the people comment on it too. And he walks around and he does not, one of them asks, "Oh, so what do you do here?" So I do business here in China. Oh, he's from Nigeria. And with shoes and t-shirts and other kinds of stuff. I wonder what kind of business that is. I don't know. Uh, and towards the end of it's about a 15-minute video. Towards the end, and they're also nice. They're really nice to him. Yes. Towards the end, there is this couple that he stands there where somebody's fixing him something to eat, and it sounded like for free. They just wanted him to have, all right, okay. And this couple comes up, and this one guy, the guy of this couple, looks at him and he says, "Wow, you're really black." Oh, and he gets so offended. And tells the guys, that's really rude. You don't say things like that. And it the okay, so that's why I watched it too, by the way, because that was the overhead of the video, or the title of the video. So you had to go through almost 15 minutes of other stuff, right, to get to this part. And I thought that, and then the the guy of the couple says, "I didn't mean it in a racist way or anything. Just and kind of realized, wow, I just stuck my foot in my mouth, right? Yes." And the woman was like, "Hey, we really apologize, and he's like, "Yeah, you really don't." And he keeps on kind of harping around on it rather than, well, maybe for next time now you remember. Okay. But it was like this, and then the comments. The comments was all about that. Nothing about the video, the rest of the video. It's really sad in a way. And I thought, I remember, right? I remember telling stories, where for me, where I grew up, with basically one race, and that was that. Okay. When you saw someone from another continent, it was fascinating in a way. And to me, it was. Maybe other people don't notice, don't care, don't, whatever. But to me, it was fascinating. And other people, right? Yes. And, well, in any case, so, and I think back on how fascinated people are with Native Americans here. Well, that's not rude. Yeah. And in a way, on how they, and also on how often they would refer to what? Okay, that was all in the past. Is it in the past? Okay, I'm just saying. So I looked at this and I thought about it and I thought about it, and I thought, now, to me, a gracious person, someone with some grace, would have just said, "Oh, thank you," and realized that there was no malicious intent. I don't think they were rude saying that. I don't know if you know, okay, or have noticed that. I have. Huh? Again, coming from Switzerland, we in Switzerland, when I was growing up, and then even as a young adult there, when you saw a black person there, they were usually really, really black. Okay. really dark skin. It was fascinating to me. Their skin tone, beautiful. I loved it. Okay, so it's wrong to say, "Wow, you're beautiful. You have this amazing skin tone." Aren't people saying that to each other? Oh, you're beautiful. Your skin looks so great. I'm just saying. So, what was the difference in that video? So, people that come, because in Switzerland, mostly people came directly from Africa. Yes? You can call them purebloods. Here in the United States, everybody, most of them are mixed races now, right? And many other places in the world. Like most people are mixed races now, or they are here, right? Yes. So I thought that as I said, I watched this video, and afterwards I thought, why could he's the one who's making the videos? Did he ask permission to put that in the video, and making it kind of as the, oh yeah, here these rude Chinese people, right? Who what? I When I watched it, to me it sounded like, first of all, I was expecting something completely different, right? It sounded like a compliment, and the guy couldn't take it as a compliment. Why not? Why not? Because what, he's being told not to take that as a compliment, even though it is actually one? I'm just throwing that out there, right? How sensitive do we want to be about this stuff and lose all of our own grace when it comes to things among people, especially this guy was not in Nigeria and this Chinese couple was there visiting. He was in China, in their country. To get my drift? I'm just saying. So I had to say, well, and the comments were all about, I wanted to go in and say, hey, how about white guys riding this couple's back like that, or this guy's back like that, over such just an honest. He wasn't telling a lie, and how is that rude? Then I guess no one can comment in the future, because if that becomes part of, hey, that's rude, to say anything about anyone as appearance, right? And I'll say, oh, yeah, it's rude to say when it's meant in a derogatory or whatever, fashion, but was not the case. They were just fascinated by his dark skin. Is that wrong? Is that really wrong? Huh? I guess then, every person from Asia, who's Asian, should then now also have the right to be offended when someone mentions their beautiful almond shaped eyes. Yes? I consider that beautiful too. Uh, I'm just saying. So it's getting to the point, because what? Some people are offended over something that's. Okay, you know what? Don't even. But I thought I'd mention it. Okay, so can't compliment people anymore on their appearance. Yes? They're gonna get offended. All right. Okay, so, but I didn't. I didn't go in and say anything, because I already knew there's gonna be a big old backlash, because people would not take it the way I did. Yes? Yeah. I think that if one really listens in that video, one can hear or knows the difference between someone actually being rude, right? Saying something derogatory to this man, or giving him a compliment. Being fascinated by, wow, that's amazing. He also had a big old beard, yes, which also is to most Asian people, that's fascinating, because they don't grow a beard like that. Yes? Can't comment on that either, then, I guess, right? Yes? Okay, just saying. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Which also reminded me, with my youngest granddaughter, who is definitely going to have that red hair, which is not, it's not red. I don't know why people call it red, right? Because it's okay. So what? It doesn't matter. A redhead. She's a red. She's a beautiful, white skin. Oh, can't say that because hey, the whiter you are, the worse you are, I guess. Right? But I'm gonna try and teach her. As long as I'm here. Anybody says anything about your beautiful hair, beautiful skin, all you do is you hear the good out of it and you say thank you, thank you. Done. Yes. And then if there are people who want to be somewhat degrading about someone's appearance that they can't do anything about, really, then maybe they'll learn a lesson when someone is gracious about it and just goes, "Oh, thank you. What a wonderful compliment." Right? And I go, "What? I didn't mean it like that." Well, but it was taken that way. Okay, that's how we teach. Let's go. I got to get to the house. We are on the Book of Wisdom 8. Solomon's love for wisdom. Wisdom I loved and searched for from my youth. I resolved to have her as my bride. Yeah, 1,000 times. I fell in love with her beauty. She enhances her noble birth by sharing God's life, for the Master of all has always loved her. Indeed, she shares the secrets of God's knowledge, and she chooses what he will do. She chooses what he will do? Really? If in this life wealth is a desirable possession, what is more wealthy than wisdom whose work is everywhere? Or if it be the intellect that is at work, who more than she designs whatever exists? Or if it be uprightness you love, virtues are the fruit of her labors. Since it is she who teaches temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude. Nothing in life is more useful for human beings. Or if you are eager for wide experience, she knows the past to forecast the future. She knows how to turn maxims and solves riddles. She has foreknowledge of signs and wonders, and of the unfolding of the ages and the times. Maybe Solomon was ahead of his time and realized that women are really amazing, amazing, amazing creations of our heavenly parent, and should be treated way more better than they have been. Maybe it is about that. I don't really know anything else to say about this. I mean, if you listen to this, come on now. Wisdom. Okay. It baffles me on how this is in here and how God is being pulled into it. Wisdom indispensable to rulers. I therefore determined to take her to share my life, knowing that she would be my counselor in prosperity and comfort me in cares and sorrow. Also, now is a wisdom indispensable to rulers. I'll tell you what is indispensable to rulers if they're true and righteous is their conscience. Yes? Okay. Thanks to her, I shall be admired by the masses and honored, though young, by the elders. I shall be reckoned shrewd as a judge, and the great will be amazed at me. They will wait on my silences, and pay attention when I speak. If I speak at some length, they will lay their hand on their lips. By means of her, immortality will be mine. We've already read something similar about this. I want to remind people of something here. So in 7 yesterday, it started out, Solomon, a man like other men. What did we just read here? If he acquires wisdom or has wisdom or wisdom is with him, then this is all what he gets. Okay, or I shall leave an everlasting memory to my successors. I shall govern peoples and nations will be subject to me. Really? I thought we were supposed to be subject to God. At the sound of my name, fearsome despots will be afraid. I shall show myself kind to the people and valiant in battle. How do you do that? how can you do? I shall show myself kind to the people and valiant in battle. How do you do both? Can't do both. That's like a fallible sentence right there. If you think about it, when I go home, I shall take my ease with her, for nothing is bitter in her company. When life is shared with her, there's no pain, nothing but pleasure and joy. Okay, I have no idea where this guy get this stuff. Solomon prepares to ask for wisdom. Having meditated on all this and having come to the conclusion that immortality resides in kinship with wisdom, noble contentment in her friendship, inexhaustible riches in her activities, understanding and cultivating her society, and renown in conversing with her, I went all ways seeking how to get her. I was a boy of happy disposition. I had received a good soul as my lot, or rather, being good, I had entered an undefiled body. But realizing that I could never possess wisdom unless God gave her to me, a sign of intelligence in itself, to know in whose gift she lay, I prayed to the Lord and entreated him, and with all my heart I said, oh, we'll have to wait till tomorrow, because that's part of night. Okay. Um, Alrighty, people, there it is. I think that I am way too jaded to read this. I have to admit it. And even if the reference of Solomon wasn't there, and it would just be something, this is how wisdom is described, I would have to disagree, because I don't agree on how wisdom is described. Don't. I think with the little story that I told ahead of time, where I could have gone with the masses, I think that with this type of video that starts out good, and oh, this is just somebody in China, walking around and talking to the people, kind of showing how people live in China. That's what he said as well. Then oh, that's nice. Yep, yes. And then it turns into a against what he's doing, actually, right? Yes. The finger pointing, the okay, wow, they're rude. Yeah, Chinese people. What do you think? Oh, Chinese people are rude. There are so many other people in there, right? And I actually have to tell you, while I watched the video, I thought the guy was a little bit rude. I did not find the Chinese people rude, but I found the guy a little rude. Anyway. And one thing that I've come to notice is on how the internet, videos like that, when you go to the comments, on how suddenly there is a mob that has developed through something that say, but I don't see it like that. I did not perceive that guy's comment to this guy about his skin as rude or offensive at all. Not at all. And realized again when I went to the comments on what these videos can do, how suddenly a mob through comments develops that collective anger towards one guy who just said, wow, you have really black skin, which you did. Anyway. kind of sad. So wisdom to me is I'm someone who looks at this and goes, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. I don't see why. I disagree on in the way that that guy took this. It's right there. I can watch it. I could rewatch it and rewatch it. And the thing is the reaction of the couple was they were devastated over, why would the guy take that like that? Yes? Yeah, why would he? Did that couple have anything to do with that? I don't think so. Did the guy kind of take it out on that couple because he could? I think so. Yeah. Wisdom. What is wisdom? I think wisdom mainly is to discern right from wrong, to start with, and to not be pulled into someone else's agenda or unresolved anger, unresolved issues over their own self. Nothing to do with anyone else. Yes, this guy with this little video and one comment of a person that, as I said, I don't think meant it the way that he took it, was able within minutes after he posted it to create a mob against that couple. I think that's wrong. That's wisdom. To acknowledge that's wrong. Yes? Then I could be stupid enough to go and comment on that in there. Not going to do that. That's wisdom too. And say, no, this is the best that I can do right here. Yes? Yeah. And hopefully some people will listen. Right? And when something comes up in their own surroundings, go, oh, instead of getting upset and angry over someone's comment that one wants to get upset over, re-examine. Yes? Step back a moment. Step back and reflect. It's always what I say, right? Yes? Reflect before you react. And then turn around and say, oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. Yes? Rather than create a mob. Yes? All right. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, brace you with love. I love you, my brother Eldridge. Let's keep praying. And I will talk to you all another time.